Do you know what nobody tells you? It is that you can actually do a lot of things, maybe not so much, but you can do a lot of things outside of academics that is not going to affect your academics. Now, what do I mean? I've been a class senator for the past 2 years. Sorry, I was a class senator for the past 2 years in my class, but it did not affect me academically. Why? Because I had this system that I call the core hours rule, where I spent about 3 to 5 hours daily reading, regardless of what happened. I used to have meetings, but I still used to, in cases where I couldn't even read that day, in cases where I couldn't read at all, I still made up for it because I knew I had already scheduled my time and I knew what time spots were available for me to make up for whatever it is that I missed out on. My schedule was based on my priorities at the time, and I've already told you about routine schedules, systems, why you need them to be able to stay consistent, why you need them to succeed in medical school. Despite all the reading that you have to do, you can still serve others, you can still lead, you can still do a whole lot of things. I've seen people do it and they've been very successful. What is their secret? What is the secret behind all these people that you see that they do a lot of things but still it doesn't affect their academics? First thing is time management. These people are good at engineering their time. Like when I see some people, I'm just amazed. I'm like, how are you able to do this and do this and do this? Now I've met a few of them. One thing that is very common with them is time management. I've talked to presidents, I've talked to business owners in this school, medical students, and they actually follow the law of trade-offs. One thing they had in common is that whatever that was part of their priorities, they made time for it. And one of them was reading. They read regularly. I mean daily. Daily. They read daily. No, about 3 to 5 hours, just like I used to do. 3 to 5 hours daily, and then the rest of the time they get to spend it doing other things. Those 3 to 5 hours were non-negotiable for them. Non-negotiable. They were like, if you call them during that time, they will be unavailable. No, if you try having a meeting or something with them at that time, they won't be able to show up. I actually practiced this as well, though I didn't. It was not like anybody, told me about it. It's just one thing that they that they had, one thing that they have been practicing that I'd also been practicing, without even realizing it. But the point is, you can also do a lot of other things aside from school that is not going to affect your academics. And how does it not affect your academics? You need to make sure that you are spending non-negotiable time. You are spending non-negotiable time reading daily, studying daily. And one thing that helped me was my routine. Another thing is boundaries. Boundaries. Now you cannot have boundaries if you don't have no priorities, if you don't have a routine, if you don't have a schedule that you live by, because if anything goes, anything goes. But if you have a boundary, if you have a routine, thing just goes. So one thing I used to do was I planned my week ahead. I had this mental note, either mental or written out note, of all the topics that I needed to read, all the topics I needed to revise. If I had a meeting or I already scheduled ahead, I'm going to be going for a meeting by this time. I know that, okay, by this next free time that I have this next day, I'm going to read whatever it is. Or if there's time before then, I can just read for it. If I have a meeting on Monday and day is Sunday, I can decide to read whatever it is I wanted to read on Monday, on Sunday. So when I go for a meeting on Monday evening, I know that I'm not going to be going there feeling like, oh, I'm meant to be doing something else. I'm going there knowing that I've done what I'm supposed to do, and what I'm doing right now is not going to affect me. You need to have a routine. You need to have a routine that you live by. Your routine is going to help you to stay consistent. It's going to help you to stay focused. First one, having a routine. After having a routine, you need to plan your week, your day ahead, in case there's anything, maybe there are events you want to attend. If anything comes, for example, if anything comes to me, maybe okay, we have this meeting, any kind of meeting whatsoever, I don't know whatever kind of meeting it could be, whatever kind of meeting, whether church, whether school, whatever meeting it could be, no matter when it is, I need to have planned for it about 2 or 3 days earlier. So if I'm just finding out about something today, then I might most likely miss out on it because I already have things that I've planned out my time for. But if I didn't, I would just have been, just jumping from this activity to that to another one. No, not just having a clear pattern, not having a clear part of what I'm supposed to do with my time. Time is very important, so you need to plan your week, your day ahead. Routines are going to help you because many times I don't have to worry about if something is coming up or I want to attend this event. I have to look at my schedule. Okay, this time. Okay, since it's going to clash with this study time, is there a free time that I can use to make up for it? If there's no free time, then I'm going to have to miss out on that event or whatever it could be. So you need to have a routine. You need to plan your week ahead. You need to make sure that you have your non-negotiables, whatever it is. If there's anything that is going to conflict with your time, your routine, whatever you set out to do with that time, then you have to trade it off. Like you can't just do it. If you can't make up for it, then there's no point. Just leave it alone. You get what I'm saying? So those are the three main points. They are not any much more than that. Those are the three main points that you need to know. There are details to it and all, but is the most important ones are these that I've already talked about. I might talk about them. I just want to leave you with these three, these 4 points I've mentioned. One, make sure you have your non-negotiables, your 3 to 5 hours daily. They are going to use to read no matter whatever it is you're doing. Then after that, you can use it to do whatever else it is you want to do. Next one is your routine. Although the routine should come first, because it's your routine that you know, okay, this is when I'm going to spend, okay, this is what I'm going to read with this time. So after that, your routine, then your planning ahead. Your routine also helps you with this, but the planning ahead I'm talking about is when you know that it's going to clash with my readings, my study session. So I have to make time to to make up for it. I have to find time to make up for it. And if you're not able to make time for it, then you have to apply the trade-off rule. Meaning, if there's no time for you to make up for that thing, that activity they are meant to, that you plan on doing when you're supposed to be reading, if there's no extra time somewhere else in the future or in the present to make up for it, then you have to treat it up. Like you cannot involve yourself in activities like that.